Hi, I'm Coach Lynn from the Marathon Training Academy, and I'm here to answer a question from Frank. Frank says that there are very few articles or books that are about runners who are 68-year-olds like Frank is. And when they talk about masters runners, they're often speaking to people in their 40s. Frank says he can't get a training plan that suits him and keeps him healthy. So what does he do? So Frank, I'm with you. I'm in that 65 to 69 age group myself and still am running marathons, half marathons, running in my neighborhood. And I coach several people within MTA who are in this age group. I have a couple of friends who are still running in their 70s and 80s and are inspirations. So I have 5 different areas where I encourage every runner over 60 to focus. The first one is recovery. As we get older, the old standard alternate hard and easy days often just doesn't provide enough recovery time. So we may need 2 to 3 easy days in between each hard effort. What that means then is that the old standard Monday through Sunday training plan isn't going to work for us. So we often use a 10-day or a 2-week training plan where we really spread out those hard runs with some easy recovery days in between. The second guideline that I have is warm up and cool downs are non-negotiable. We really need to do some exercise to get our muscles warmed up so we are ready to go when we get outside running or on the treadmill. And then when we finish up the run, our bodies really are going to benefit from doing some cool down stretching. So to use that dynamic warm up beforehand and the static stretching cool down afterwards will go a long way toward keeping your body healthy and feeling like running. My third strategy is to include resistance training. If you're not doing any resistance training now, I really encourage you to work with a personal trainer, get an assessment, and get a plan that's based on you and your needs. If you've someone who's been going to the gym for a while and kind of doing it every now and then, 2 to 3 times a week is going to be key. And the real key here is to work up to doing 6 to 12 repetitions at a weight that allows you to get to fatigue. So we're not looking for 20 reps of something. We're really looking to increase the strength of our muscles because as we get older, due to hormone changes, strength levels tend to decrease. We can turn that around by intentionally doing some resistance training. Figuring out which days to do the resistance training because that may be your hard effort. So we need to make sure we have enough recovery time built into that whole routine to fit in the resistance training as well as our running. My fourth recommendation is if you have any type of an old injury, to dig out those exercises your physical therapist gave you to recover and rehab from that injury and include them as either part of your warm-up, part of your cool down, part of your morning routine, your bedtime routine. Fit them in there as many days per week as you can. You've got that weakness in your body, even though you recovered completely at some point, and we don't want to let it re-injure itself. If it's been a few years since you've used those PT exercises, go back to your PT and ask for another assessment and get some exercises to keep you going. And then my fifth recommendation is to look at the volume of miles that you run. Maybe you're somebody who used to run 2,000 miles in a year, or you were looking for 100-mile months, or however many miles per week. We often need to decrease that a little bit. We can really look at quality miles, and part of that decrease in mileage volume, so we have less pounding on our body as we get older, is to use some cross training as part of those recovery days. It may be biking instead of running, or swimming, or throwing in some yoga or Pilates workouts instead of a run day as part of your recovery plan. So you can get all of this information from any of our MTA coaches, and I look forward to seeing even more people out there in the different age groups in our races.